Hey my beautiful Gemini peeps, what's going on everybody? It's Ann from CancerMoonsTarot and I'm coming at you with your August 2022 tarot reading. How are you? I hope y'all are well. Without further ado, we're going to jump on into today's video and see what we got going on. What do we got showing up here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Coming up throughout the month of August 2022, what information can I provide here please for the zodiac signs of Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout the month of August 2022. Ooh, Gemini. I definitely feel like a big, deep, heavy sigh coming on out for you. That was a sigh and a half. Tapping into the Gemini energy for sure. So there's this level of heaviness for sure. And I think that this month is the time where you want this heavy energy to disappear, but it's been very hard to let it go. It's been very hard to get this energy to kind of stabilize and neutralize out. Looking at the first card for you, Three of Swords. Yeah, speaking of heavy, right? So taking a look at this Three of Swords coming on out here for you, there's lots of pain, for sure. There's lots of things clouding you as well. If we take a look at this Three of Swords up close, if you look into the background, it's almost like there are these clouds that are surrounding the Three of Swords as well. So I do feel like there's a lot clouding you. Could be clouding judgment, of course, too, because when we are going through very heavy periods of time, it might be difficult to make a very clear-headed choice when we don't feel so clear-headed. So there's a lot of heaviness. There's a lot clouding you, showing up here with the Three of Swords. Moving on to the next card for you, we do have here the Wheel of Fortune. And looking at the last two overall energies for your August ahead, we got the Three of Wands, and we have here the Two of Pentacles. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I will warn you guys now, I definitely do feel like we're going to have a pretty intense emotional reading ahead of us, but I don't think it's going to end on quite a bad note. I do feel like we will turn this around for sure, so if you are willing to stick around, please do and enjoy. So let's see. Three of Swords here to the Wheel of Fortune. I want this to change. I'm very tired of feeling this heaviness. I'm very, very tired of feeling all of this weight being lifted onto my shoulders. I want to let it all go, but it seems to me like that day is never going to come. We have here the Three of Wands. You know, Three of Wands is that energy of like, I've been waiting for this pain to disappear. And, you know, people always say that time really heals all, but I'm over here, you know, waiting and waiting and waiting, and it seems like no healing has taken place. And with the Two of Pentacles showing up over here, I'm starting to think to myself, maybe this is all bullshit. Maybe when it comes towards hearing that term that time really does heal all, that's not something that's necessarily true. And the thing is that it's true and it isn't true, Gemini, at the same time, because it's true if you work on it, time will heal you if you work on it, but if you do nothing, you're going to continue to sit with that pain. And I think that you had that conception of like, okay, well, if I wait a sec and I just, you know, continue doing everything that I need to do on a daily basis, inevitably this pain will fade. And over time it will, but it won't fade the way that you'd like it to. I'm sure some of it will remain with you, some of it will stick with you, but if you were to work through that pain day in and day out, over time it would actually permanently go away. So there is this difficulty that you've been having. I don't know how to get this heavy energy away from me. I don't know how to escape all this pain I've gone through. It seems like it's stuck with me, and I've been waiting for the day for it to disappear, and it just hasn't. So that seems to be the big frustration a lot of you Geminis have been going through. Let's go ahead and have a look here. All right, we're going to go ahead right now and have a look and see what this Three of Swords is all about. All right, so give me information here for Gemini about what this Three of Swords is all about. Tell me about all these heavy energies and all this pain that Gemini has endured. All right, we do have here the Empress. We had the card that fell, which is going to be the Lovers, and also the Death card. So the Empress, the Lovers, the Death card. You know, for those of you guys that went through breakups, this could definitely signify a lot of the heavy energy you went through, especially if you went through a breakup that was with a person you were very much so in love with. So that could be representing your Three of Swords. It could be a very simple love-related situation. Now, what I will say is with the Empress card coming into play, it was one of those loves, though, that you saw a lot of growth. It's like we were able to overcome the majority of the things that we've experienced. We were able to overcome a lot of the hardships that we were involved in. But there's something different about this time. It's like we feel like we can overcome this at all, or at least from your perspective, Gemini, you're like, this time's different. You know, we were able to climb the mountain and to get to the top and to bury the hatchet as many times as we needed to, but there's something different about this time. This time it really seems real. This time it really seems permanent. So if you're dealing with a love situation, it was with a person that you thought you can get through anything with. And I think that that's the biggest jab at your heart for sure, is that, well, must have not been everything, because look at where we are now, So that's where the difficulty lies. So I could see that showing up here for a few of you. Give me more information on the Three of Swords. We have here the Eight of Swords, we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the King of Cups. This is the energy of being away from someone or something that you do love. And that's what makes it all the more painful for you. All right. So if you are a Gemini, keep in mind, this doesn't just have to be about a romantic person. If this story resonates to you about being away from a friend that you love, a family member you love, if this resonates about being away from a hobby you love, or feeling like you're disconnected from some sort of career path that you care about, this could resonate to you in that format as well. So King of Cups here, King of Cups here, Seven of Wands, and then the Eight of Swords. Yeah, there's a lot to think about, You've had a lot of memories based upon whatever this is for you, Gemini. You've had tons and tons of memories about whatever this situation is. You were very involved, whether it was a person, whether it was a craft, whether it was your career. There's a lot of happy memories you have. There was a lot of deep love and passion you had for this, and then suddenly it's gone, And it's not easy to let it go. This was a situation that you thought was always going to remain with you, and now that it's completely changing, it's a massive shock, it's a massive blow to the ego, and it's incredibly hard to accept. So coming into the month of August, if you really want this heaviness to be lifted from you, if you really want this heaviness to stop and all this pain to stop, it's going to be time to jump into that energy of change. And the first time, or the first thing you can do to really start changing your situation is to first accept what's actually happened. Acceptance is the first part to actually being able to heal. And when we can accept what happened and understand that it happened for whatever reason it happened, and there is no changing what happened, then we can start to move forward and heal. But when we're in that space where we're just hoping that things could get back to the way they used to be, or if we're in a space where we're hoping that just suddenly we'll wake up one day and be fine, what we're doing is we're continuing to leave ourselves in this space of pain and doing nothing about it. So you have that choice, Gemini. You have the choice to kind of wait and see. Inevitably one day you'll wake up and this situation won't seem as bad anymore. Inevitably one day you'll wake up and this situation won't hurt as much anymore, but who knows how long that'll take. But if you're actively working through it, it's an entirely different story. It'll start to ease up a lot quicker than you can expect. So this month, if you really, really want to heal, if you really want to let go of all these heavy energies, it's first going to start with accepting what happened and accepting that it is what it is, and there isn't anything I can do to change the outcome of what has happened. But what I can do is focus on what I can do right now, right? So we can't change the past, but we can certainly change the present. So what I would say for you, Geminis, is focus on acceptance first. Once you do accept what happened, and you allow this pain to be a part of the experience too, then you can start getting into the energy of healing. As I always tell people, there is no healing without feeling. And that's really true as well. If you don't let yourself feel the emotions that your body is conveying to you, you're not going to be able to heal. If you ever heard the term going through the motions, you have to go through your emotions in order to release them. Once you feel what you need to feel, your body knows the rest on how to let those feelings go. But the way that you let them go is actually by feeling them, no matter how counterintuitive that sounds. So another word of advice, don't shut out what you're feeling, but instead embrace it, because you have a right to feel the way you do. Anybody would feel heartbroken after losing someone or losing something they loved and that they thought would make it through anything. It is a massive blow sometimes to see things not survive the way you thought they would, and to see things not grow how you imagined it. And you have an absolute right to feel the way you do. So definitely don't shut it out here, Gemini. Invite those feelings in, and you are strong enough to endure them, I promise you. All right? All right, let's go ahead and keep this moving forward. Let's see what your surroundings are going to be like here coming into your month of August 2022. What's going to be Gemini surroundings here? We do have here the Queen of Wands that came out, and we also have here the High Priestess. So you are going to be surrounded by people that are willing to embrace you at this time. People who are willing to be there for you, people who are willing to uplift you, people who are willing to guide you. You may have a lot of friends that are going to try to put their 2 cents in about your situation and that are going to try to make you feel better, but I feel an inkling that you've kind of been avoiding them or avoiding what they have to say. If you've had friends saying, just move on from this individual, it's fine, you'll find somebody better, hearing that general stuff probably doesn't make you feel any better, Gemini, so I feel like you're kind of dodging that. You have here the Hangman, It's like in my surroundings right now, people around me are really stuck on the fact of trying to help me, but it feels like no matter what people say, it's not helping me at all. And I want to just walk away every time it gets brought up. You know, I kind of want to just pretend that I'm okay and say that I'm okay so that people will leave me alone, and that I can kind of grieve in my, in peace and grieve by myself. You know, I think you don't want individuals in your business right now because you don't feel like they're much of a help. And that's, that's valid. I've been there, Gemini, tons of times where people will give me their 2 cents and give me their advice, or they'll give me unsolicited advice, and I'm like, dude, I just don't want it. I don't care, But I will say here, Gemini, you might get advice here from me. So if you don't want to take it, you don't have to. Do remember that. We have free will. If what I say doesn't fit for you, if what I say doesn't resonate to you, and you don't feel like it's going to be much of a help, you have every right to turn my advice down. So Gemini, you've been shutting people out. And you've been shutting them out because you just don't really want to think about this situation anymore. You want it to be over and done with. But that is exactly what's going to keep you stuck. Wanting to push away the situation at hand, wanting to push away the feelings and the pain is what's going to remain you stuck and focused on the pain. Because you're not going to heal through it without giving yourself the opportunity to feel it, embrace it, and go through the motions. And I know that sucks. I know it does. But if you don't give yourself that opportunity, this pain is going to stick with you. All right, so looking into your surroundings, people are trying to help, but I do feel like you're shutting them out. Let's have a look here and check in with you personally. All right, how are my Geminis personally going to be feeling here? Coming into August 2022, we do have here the 2 of Wands. Moving on forward from that, we also do have here the 5 of Wands. And then moving on forward to the last 2 cards for your personal feelings, we have the 6 of Cups, and we have here the Temperance. So for your personal feelings, Gemini, 2 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and the Temperance. Well, let's go ahead and talk about it. Well, you got here the 2 of Wands, you got here the 5 of Wands. It's like, right now I don't really know what direction to go into. I'm really frustrated. I'm dealing with lots of internal conflict. I'm just dealing with a lot. I feel really overwhelmed by a lot of my emotions. My emotions feel like they are all out of whack. And it's totally normal to feel out of whack right now when you're going through a really heartbroken place. And with the 2 of Wands coming in over here, it's like there's a part of me that just wants to leave all this behind, but I can't help but revisit my past here, 6 of Cups, and look at how happy I was with the Temperance card. You're kind of looking at this situation and saying to yourself, why did this have to happen? Why did everything have to go in such a shitty direction when it was actually in somewhere wonderful? When I look back in the past, I see the happy times I had with this person or with this thing, and everything was well and everything was amazing. It was fantastic. Like, why did this situation have to happen, and why did everything have to change so suddenly? And if you find yourself constantly looking at the why and the how and where everything went wrong, you're only going to find yourself with unanswered questions, because you're not going to know that. And maybe one day you'll get the clarity, maybe one day the clarity will be revealed to you, but it's not always going to come when you want it to. And you're going to berate yourself with all these questions that are going to be left unanswered. So you could sit there and you can look at how happy you were in the past, and you can try to live in those memories, but it's not going to help you out right now. This is one of those readings that's going to give you the toughest love I can. You might hate me watching this. You might want to punch me through the screen, and I get that too. But this isn't what's going to help you. So looking at your personal feelings at this time, right now you're really trying to stop being frustrated, and you're just can't help it. You are frustrated. It's like, fuck, man, the past was awesome, and why is it all shit now? And I really wish that I could go back there and have things be the way they were. Let's go ahead and have a look here and see what you can expect throughout the rest of your August 2022. So what can my Gemini peeps expect here, please, throughout the rest of their August? Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout August 2022. What can my Geminis expect here throughout the rest of the month? First card out, we got the 7 of Cups, which is the energy of a lot of emotional confusion. Moving on to the next card, we got the King of Wands. We also have here the Knight of Cups, and we have here the 9 of Cups. Okay, so we got here the 7 of Cups. We got the the King of Wands. I can't speak today, Gemini, so don't mind me. 7 of Cups, King of Wands, Knight of Cups, 9 of Cups. All right, so looking at what you can expect throughout the rest of your month here, there's a lot of emotional confusion, and you're going to feel a little impulsive here too with the King of Wands. It's kind of like a feel-good energy, a kind of like distract me type of energy is what I see showing up here for you. So you might try to distract yourselves this month with something else. For those of you dealing with a love situation here and heartbreak, you might want to distract yourself with someone new romantically. If that's the case here for you, Knight of Cups, Nine of Cups, maybe I can find somebody else right now who can just be a good distraction, but I don't think that that would definitely interest you or be the best interest for you, Gemini, because at the end of the day, you'll be hurting somebody else in the process and most likely continuing to hurt yourself. Right now is the time to heal. It's not the time to kind of, dive into other connections with people, because it's not going to be to your best interest, and it's not going to be, who you actually want them to be, right? What I will say for you, though, is that what you can expect is you might feel a little impulsive. You might still feel very emotionally confused, but you're going to invest yourself in things right now that are pleasurable, things that feel good, And just because something feels good doesn't always mean that it's good for you. So I would say be very mindful at this time of where you're putting your energy. Just because something could be a distraction, just because something could be a feel-good energy, doesn't mean it's good for you. So I would just say, Gemini, try not to invest yourself in things right now that are just trying to get your mind off of the pain that you're currently feeling, because it's not going to push that pain away forever. And there also is potential to hurt other people in the process. And I don't think that that's the intention that you have, nor the intention you would want to have. So I would say be mindful of that as well. So let's get down to the how do we heal, which isn't easy. It's not an easy journey ahead. But if you really want to commit to this, Gemini, if you really want to heal, this is going to be the process of how to do it. So what you can expect for the rest of your month here ahead is to do everything you can to try to distract yourself. Do everything you can to get your mind off of this heartbreak and to just feel okay. I totally understand it, and I get why you'd want to do that. But if you truly do want to be able to heal, it's time to be really honest with yourself about how you feel. It's time to truly accept the situation for what happened and for what it is, and it's time to get to work. So let's talk to the tarot over here. What's going to be within Gemini's best interest here for August 2022 when it does come towards healing? What would be within their best interests that will truly, truly help them? First card out, we got the Knight of Pentacles. Take things slow, Healing does not have a timestamp. There is no timestamp on healing, thus the process is not intended to be rushed. Do not do anything too fast. Do not try to heal super quickly. Let everything unfold naturally and happen at your own pace. The next card is going to be the World card. It's time to envision what you want your new world to be. Having a clear defined goal of what you would like your life to be now would actually be really helpful for you, because it gives you something to work towards. So Geminis, granted your old life is not the same anymore, granted the situation isn't the same anymore, you now are living in the present moment. We're always going to be in the present moment, which means we can create new things. So Gemini, what new world do you envision yourself living in? What new world would be something magical and wonderful for you? If it doesn't involve the past, then what would you do now to make your life and your new world better? So definitely come up with clear goals of what you'd like to work towards, because that will definitely be super beneficial for you. We have here the Magician, the card of manifesting, the card of manifestation, also the card of showing up. Definitely something that'll help you in your healing journey is being able to be there for yourself, being able to show up for yourself and to show up for what you're going through, what you're feeling, and what you're experiencing. So this is the energy that says, don't shut out your feelings and emotions, but instead embrace what it is you're feeling. If you're having one of those days where you're feeling really emotional and upset, let yourself be emotional and upset. If you're upset about what happened, let yourself be upset about what happened. You have a right to be that way, because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be processing the information. When we feel our emotions, we're in the energy of processing them. And when we process them, we can inevitably release them. So it's a much easier time to feel your feelings than to cast them out, because when you feel your feelings, you move on from them quicker. You feel me? So what I'm seeing here from your spirit guides is they're saying, Knight of Pentacles, don't try to rush your healing. There's no timestamp on it. The World card, have something to work for, have something to look forward to, Gemini. Make sure that you are constructing the new world that you want to be living in. Whatever that new world might be, think about what you want to do with your life now. After you've accepted that what was once here is now lost and what was once here is no longer the same, life changed. But life is still going to be moving with or without you. Life still goes on with or without you, and it's going to be your choice if you want to continue moving on forward in your life with more happier memories, more beautiful things to create, and more amazing manifestations and abundance to be had for you. So if that's what you want for yourself, if you really want to move on forward, let's start constructing a clear and concise goal of what we want to do now with our lives here with that World card. Show up for yourself too, is what your spirit guides are saying. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Don't tune your own self out, okay? Granted, other people might tune out what it is you have to say, or other people might tune out your feelings and emotions. Don't be like everybody else. Be yourself. don't tune or shut yourself out. Let yourself be heard, okay? If there's anybody that needs to be heard, it's you listening to yourself. All right? And looking at the last card, we have here the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords here says, fight. Now, I know that what you're hearing here might be interesting because you're like, well, what do you mean fight? Do I fight my feelings? Do I battle my feelings? No. You fight for your happiness. And in fighting for one's happiness, what that means is that despite the hell you're currently going through, fight for the fact that there will be happier days ahead. Fight for the fact that there will be better people ahead that you're going to meet and better situations that you're going to meet. Fight for another day, that there is something good out there waiting for you and that has your name on it, Gemini. You know, every human is going to go through really difficult shit. We are all going to get the pick. We're all going to have really great days and really shitty days. We're all going to have amazing experiences and horrible experiences because we live in the reality of duality. So the universe here says continue to fight for another day. You know, right now you're hurting bad and it's understandable. And right now you're going through deep, immense pain and everything's heavy and everything sucks. And it seems like there's never going to be a great day out there. But if you keep fighting and hanging on to the fact that there will be another great day out there, you will see that day soon enough. So this is not the time to give up on yourself. It is not the time to look back and turn your head from your pain. It is the time right now to go through the difficult process of healing. Tap into what you're feeling, be honest with yourself, accept the situation for what it is, and allow yourself to have a clear goal of the new life you want to create for yourself right now. Do everything you can to really tackle the situation in a healthy manner, and it will definitely be easier in time from the pain you've experienced. It'll be a lot easier to ease this pain is what I'm trying to say in due time. You know, if you just let yourself, you know, kind of ignore it for a while, it might work for a little bit, but inevitably that pain's just going to resurface. So you have to be willing to tackle it, Gemini, day in and day out, and work on yourself and work with yourself and work on self-acceptance and work on accepting the situation and work on processing your feelings and emotions. And it's a whole big thing and it sucks. But the more that you keep doing it and the more that you keep showing up for yourself, the more progress you're going to see. And inevitably you will be able to move past this situation. And the more that you keep fighting for better days ahead, Gemini, is the closer you're going to get to those better days. You know, everything happens for a reason, and sometimes we don't understand what that reasoning is. Everything happens for a reason sometimes, and we feel like the universe hates us, and that's not the truth, because right now you may be in this position where you feel like, damn, why did I lose everything? Why is the universe against me? Life freaking sucks. You might be in that energy right now, but I promise you everything the universe ever does for you is for your own protection. Rejection is God's protection, and that also means that you are meant to be redirected, and wherever you will be redirected to is coming for you. Okay? So Geminis, if you allow yourself to go through this period of time and truly, truly heal, once you get to that position of healing where you have moved forward and you do open yourself up again, where you're heading next is where you were meant to be redirected to. All right? So Gemini, there is something else wonderful out there that is waiting for you, but get through this process first. And then when you feel like you're ready to be open again, invite that new experience in, because there's something else out there that is waiting for you, and it's going to be very wonderful. You know, I think having the lack of clarity is like one of the hardest things when we're going through a really heartbreaking time, you know, wanting to wonder, why did this happen? Sometimes we don't need the answers, but just know this instead. It may have happened and it may suck and you may not know why, but always know that there's something better out there, and you're already on your way to it whether you see it or not. All right, Gemini? All right, baby, let's go ahead and have a look here at the overall outcome. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Gemini's month, please, throughout the month of August 2022? And that overall outcome is going to be the Five of Pentacles. Something may feel lost. You may feel lost. This situation you cared about is no longer present, and it's lost. But whenever something is lost, and whenever you're feeling lost, it means you always have the ability to be found. And with the Page of Swords, whatever it is that's seeking you will find you, okay? So I feel like with that Page of Swords, that's the message it's trying to say to you. Whatever is seeking you will find you. So don't worry, Gemini. Don't think that this is the last time you'll ever have a happy day and a happy time. Don't think that this is the last time you'll ever have something in your life that you care about that's amazing and fantastic, because trust me, that thing is en route to you. You just got to let yourself believe it, man. All right, Geminis, I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If it does resonate, let me know down in the comments down below. I know there is a lot of tough love incorporated into this tarot reading today. I hope you guys take it with a grain of salt. You know, I'm not over here trying to kick anybody's butt. But at the end of the day, if you really want to heal, these are the things that you will have to do in order to really make it happen successfully. And I would just want to give out my best advice to whoever's willing to take it. You know, you have every right to not take my advice. If you're uninterested, you're uninterested. And you know what? If this ain't your story at all, that's totally fine. If this doesn't resonate to you, Gemini, no worries there at all. So I don't mean to kick anybody's butts, but it's all out of love. And I love you very much so, Gemini. I love you all so much, and I really appreciate you tuning in. And if this reading could help any of you in any sort of way, I'm more than happy to help you, and I hope it does. All right? So Geminis, I love you. Thank you for being here. I hope the situation gets a lot easier and better for you over time. I hope that if it resonates, I did everything I could to bring some sort of peace and to let you know that you are en route to your next path, but you got to let yourself heal first so you can be open to receive whatever the next path is meant to be, all right? All right, Gemini, subscribe here if any of you guys are new and interested in being a part of the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Much love, Geminis, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.